Have you ever yearned for a state of mind like a vast, tranquil ocean? Its surface, a flawless mirror reflecting the cosmos just as it is, without a single ripple of distortion. Imagine a place where the ultimate truths of existence are not discovered in ancient scrolls or whispered legends, but are unveiled through the raw, unfiltered, direct experience of your own being. Welcome. You have arrived at the threshold of Zen Buddhism. This is not merely a philosophy to be studied, but a path to be walked, a reality to be lived. It is a tradition that masterfully weaves together the profound with the mundane, strict discipline with beautiful spontaneity. Today, we embark on a journey deep into the history, the core principles, and the transformative practices of Zen. We will explore how this ancient tradition presents what might be the most direct, unadorned route for any soul genuinely seeking the light of enlightenment. Our story begins where many spiritual chronicles do, in the fertile lands of India, with the profound awakening of Siddhartha Gautama, the Buddha, around the 5th century before the Common Era. His enlightened teachings, like seeds on the wind, journeyed across the vast continent of Asia. However, it was within the unique cultural and philosophical landscape of 6th century China that the seed of Zen, as we recognize it today, truly began to germinate and take its distinctive form. As Buddhism traveled the legendary Silk Road, it encountered the deep-rooted wisdom of Taoism. This momentous interaction, a confluence of two mighty rivers of thought, gave birth to a new school known as Chan. This very school would later cross the sea to Japan, where it would be called Zen. At the very heart of this historical unfolding stands a figure shrouded in legend, yet monumental in influence. Bodhidharma. This Indian sage, a vessel of radical wisdom, is credited as the 28th patriarch in the lineage of Indian Buddhism. He undertook a perilous journey, crossing the formidable Himalayas to bring not just Buddhist doctrines to China, but a revolutionary message that would forever alter the course of spiritual practice. His teaching was a thunderclap of clarity. Awakening is not a prize to be won through the mechanical recitation of scriptures or the performance of elaborate rituals. It is attained only through unmediated, direct experience and the profound depths of silent meditation. Legend tells us that upon his arrival in China, Bodhidharma found refuge at the now famous Shaolin monastery. He observed the monks there, their bodies weak and their spirits depleted, their practice lacking vitality. To revitalize this community, he introduced two powerful streams of practice: seated meditation, known as dhyana, to fortify the mind, and a series of physical exercises designed to strengthen the body. These very exercises would later become a foundational influence on the development of traditional martial arts. Yet, perhaps the most iconic chapter of his story, the one that perfectly encapsulates the Zen spirit, is his 9-year meditation spent facing a stone wall. This singular, unwavering act is a powerful symbol of Zen's essence, a total, resolute focus on introspection and the cultivation of an unshakable inner silence. Bodhidharma held a profound conviction that truth, in its ultimate form, could never be taught with words. It could only, and must only, be experienced. While Bodhidharma planted the seed of Chan in China, it was a brilliant and deeply earnest young monk named Dogen Zenji who would later carry that flame to Japan, consolidating Zen Buddhism and cultivating it into a tradition of unparalleled depth and unique character. Born in the year 1200 to a noble family, Dogen's life was marked by early tragedy. The loss of his parents at a tender age instilled in him a profound and urgent contemplation of the impermanence of all life. By 13, he had entered monastic life, but his sharp mind soon became entangled in a fundamental question, a great spiritual paradox that the teachings he found in Japan could not resolve. If all sentient beings are inherently endowed with Buddha nature, he wondered, then why is it necessary for us to engage in spiritual practice and actively seek enlightenment? Dissatisfied with the answers he received, Dogen made the momentous decision to journey to the source, to China itself, in pursuit of a more authentic and deeper understanding. There, his path led him to Master Ru Jing of the Chan tradition. This encounter was the catalyst for a complete transformation of his comprehension of the Dharma. Under the stern but compassionate guidance of Ru Jing, Dogen experienced a profound awakening. He realized a truth that would become the very bedrock of his philosophy. Practice and enlightenment are not two separate things. They are not a cause and an effect. They are one and the same. The practice of Zazen, or seated meditation, he taught, is not a means to an end. It is itself the complete and perfect expression of one's inherent enlightenment. Upon returning to his homeland, Dogen founded the Eiheiji Monastery, a sacred place that remains one of the principal centers of Zen in the world to this day. It was there that he meticulously composed Shobogenzo, or the Treasury of the True Dharma Eye, one of the most seminal and profound texts in all of Zen literature, articulating his penetrating insights into the nature of reality, the passage of time, and the essence of practice. Dogen's contribution was not limited to bringing the formal practice of Zazen to Japan. He relentlessly emphasized the critical importance of living every single act of one's life with total, undivided awareness. For him, the simple, mundane act of washing a bowl or the rhythmic sweeping of a floor were not chores, but were themselves sacred expressions of the path. As he famously articulated, to study the way is to study the self. To study the self is to forget the self. Thanks to the monumental efforts of Dogen Zenji, Zen Buddhism found its definitive form in Japan, remaining ever faithful to the original spirit of elegant simplicity and profound depth that was first initiated by Gautama Buddha centuries before. The great way of the Buddha is vast and boundless. To practice it is to dive into the infinite, where there is no beginning or end. So wrote Dogen Zenji, emphasizing the transcendence of all dualistic thinking and the ultimate union with the true nature of reality. For Dogen, Zen is never something to be grasped by the logical, analytical mind. It must be lived, breathed, and embodied in each and every moment. He stated with absolute clarity, sitting in Zazen is the complete manifestation of awakening. In this deceptively simple act, the entire universe is revealed. Here, seated meditation ceases to be an isolated technique. It becomes the very expression of the way itself, where mind and body harmonize with the cosmos. In another of his profound writings, Dogen challenges our most basic perception of existence. Time does not pass. We pass through time. When this is truly understood, the present moment is no longer a fleeting, transient instant, but expands to become eternity itself. This teaching encapsulates the essence of Zen, to inhabit the now so completely that it becomes a portal to the eternal. Zen Buddhism is, above all else, an experience. It throws down a gauntlet to the conventions of linear thought and utterly rejects the notion that truth can be captured and contained within words or concepts. The great scholar D.T. Suzuki put it perfectly. Zen is not an explanation, but an experience. This unwavering focus on direct, personal experience is what profoundly distinguishes Zen from many other philosophical or religious traditions. At the very core of Zen lies the radical notion that spiritual awakening cannot be transmitted through language or conferred through ritual. A direct pointing to the human mind is one of the keystone phrases of the Zen tradition. It signifies that truth is an intimate discovery each individual must make for themselves, without the need for intermediaries or the crutch of dogma. The philosophy of Zen is deeply and unshakably rooted in the here and now. There is no anxious rumination on the past or fearful speculation about the future, because the only moment that possesses any reality at all is the present. This powerful principle echoes in the gentle words of Master Thich Nhat Hanh. Walk as if you are kissing the earth with your feet. Every single action, no matter how humble, can become a vibrant expression of awakening when it is performed with complete, unreserved awareness. Another fundamental and fascinating aspect of Zen is its use of koan's enigmatic questions, or paradoxical statements designed to shatter the cage of rational thought. Consider this intriguing koan. Without moving your lips or your tongue, say something about Zen. This is not a riddle to be solved, but a tool to push the practitioner beyond their reliance on words, urging them to seek a direct understanding that transcends the limitations of conventional reasoning. Simplicity is another foundational cornerstone of Zen. As Master Shunryu Suzuki taught, the posture is the awakening. There is no need to complicate the spiritual path with ornate theories. The simple acts of sitting in silence, of breathing consciously, of just being present, are more than enough. Zen discovers the extraordinary within the ordinary and celebrates the profound beauty of daily, unremarkable life. Zen also fundamentally challenges the idea of a fixed, separate, individual self. To revisit Dogen's words, To study the way is to study the self. To study the self is to forget the self. This powerful reflection points toward the dissolution of the ego, the letting go of our constructed identity, as the direct path to experiencing a seamless unity with the whole of existence. Ultimately, Zen is an experience of profound freedom. It is not something to be understood with the intellect, but to be lived with one's entire being. An old Zen proverb states, "Before enlightenment, chop wood and carry water. After enlightenment, chop wood and carry water." Life's external activities do not change, but our perception of life and our relationship to it is radically and irrevocably transformed. In Japan, Zen didn't remain confined to monasteries. It permeated the fabric of daily life, transforming common activities into profound spiritual practices. Chanoyu, the iconic Japanese tea ceremony, is a classic and beautiful example of this integration. Every single step of the ceremony, from the boiling of the water to the final sip of tea, is performed with meticulous mindfulness and deep respect, reflecting Zen's core emphasis on inhabiting the present moment with simplicity and harmony. This ritual is far more than just serving a beverage. It is a meditation in motion, where every gesture becomes a pure expression of the Zen essence. In a similar way, Zen has profoundly shaped arts such as calligraphy and garden design. In calligraphy, each brushstroke must be executed with total awareness and unhesitating spontaneity, as there is absolutely no room for correction or hesitation. Each mark on the paper is a direct reflection of the artist's inner state in that one, unrepeatable moment. In Zen gardens, elements like stones, sand, and plants are arranged not to replicate nature, but to create a minimalist landscape that evokes a deep sense of tranquility and invites silent, introspective contemplation. These practices beautifully demonstrate how Zen can seep into every corner of our existence, transforming ordinary tasks into extraordinary opportunities for profound connection. This is the very difference between an ordinary person and a Buddha. Now, let's delve into the central practice of Zen Buddhism, Zazen. Zazen is a profound form of meditation that aims to guide the practitioner to a direct, unmediated experience of reality, an experience that lies beyond the ceaseless chatter of discursive thought and the pull of endless distractions. The term Zazen is Japanese. Za means sitting, and Zen means meditation. So, quite literally, Zazen is seated meditation, but its significance extends far beyond the mere physical action. It is a state of complete mindfulness, an absolute presence in the now, where the practitioner learns to let go of the constant torrent of thoughts and opens themselves to an experience of profound simplicity and depth. Zazen is not just a technique, it is a philosophy of life in action. It teaches us to transcend the duality between subject and object, to dissolve the perceived boundaries between the meditator and the world. The practice of Zazen is a direct path to liberation and spiritual awakening, as its ultimate aim is to achieve Satori, a direct insight into the true nature of mind and reality. As the great master Dogen explained, sitting in Zazen is the practice of Buddhism, and the practice of Buddhism is the practice of our life. For him, the simple, disciplined act of sitting correctly can itself bring about awakening, because true practice is not a mere technique, but a deep, unconditional dive into the present moment. While Zazen is elegantly simple in its form, it is profoundly challenging in its execution. Beginners may find it incredibly difficult to keep their minds calm and focused. But it is crucial to understand that the practice is not about suppressing thoughts or forcefully controlling the mind. Instead, it is about learning to observe those thoughts without clinging to them. If a feeling of anxiety arises, you simply observe the anxiety. You invite it to sit with you. Choose a quiet place, a peaceful environment, free from interruptions. While many practitioners use a small altar with incense or a Buddha image, this is not essential. Silence and calm are the only true necessities. Sit in a position that is both comfortable and alert. Traditionally, a round cushion called a zafu is used. The posture must be stable and upright, with the spine naturally straight, the head and neck aligned, as if an invisible string were gently pulling the crown of your head towards the sky. The main positions are the full lotus, half lotus, or the more accessible Burmese position where the legs are crossed and both feet rest on the floor. The hands rest in the lap, palms up, forming a circle with the tips of the thumbs gently touching. This is the cosmic mudra, which helps to center one's attention. The gaze is lowered, resting gently on a spot on the floor in front of you, with the eyes slightly closed to reduce visual distractions. Breathing is a fundamental anchor in Zazen. It should be natural, slow, and deep, helping the mind to settle and ground itself in the present moment. Simply observe the sensation of the air entering and leaving the body. The core of Zazen practice is a concept known as shikantaza, which translates to just sitting. During Zazen, there is no striving for a special state, no effort to achieve or control anything. The goal is simply to be present, completely free from expectations or judgments. Contrary to the common misconception that meditation requires a mental security guard to police your thoughts, Zazen teaches that there is no guard. The practitioner simply observes thoughts as they arise and pass, like clouds drifting across the sky, all while the meditator remains, the sky itself vast, aware, and unperturbed. As Zen Master Hakuin said, "When you feel yourself heading toward a goal, stop and let it go. There is no goal. There is only the here and now." A session can last from 20 minutes to an hour or more. It is wise for beginners to start with shorter periods and gradually increase the duration. Daily practice is essential. Meditation should not be viewed as an isolated event, but as a way of cultivating a constant state of presence and awareness that you carry into every aspect of your daily life. The Zen philosopher Shunryu Suzuki wrote in his famous book, Zen Mind, Beginner's Mind, in Zazen, "You should just be, without clinging to the idea of achieving something." This beginner's mind, free from all preconceived notions, is the ideal state for practice, where the practitioner discovers true freedom in the simple, profound act of sitting. Zen teaches us that enlightenment is not something external to be sought or acquired. It is something already present within us, waiting patiently to be recognized through consistent practice and full, unconditional presence. And so, we conclude this exploration into the very heart of Zen Buddhism. The teaching of the here and now is not just a philosophy or a spiritual technique. It is a direct invitation to live your life with fullness, with vibrant awareness, and with elegant simplicity. In the very instant that we realize everything we could ever seek is contained entirely within this present moment, we discover true and lasting freedom. If the words of Dogen Zenji and the great Zen masters have resonated with you, remember this: the journey of Zen begins exactly where you are. There is no need to go anywhere else or achieve some distant, future state. Enlightenment is in every step you take, every breath you draw, every single act lived with total mindfulness. Thank you for joining us on this journey. If you enjoyed this exploration and found value in it, please leave a comment below and share your own reflections. What does the here and now mean to you in your life? Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more deep dives into the heart of ancient wisdom. May your own practice in the here and now be a source of infinite peace and clarity. Thank you for watching.